you ever been intimidated by the thought of making a jelly roll rug? Well, stay tuned because we're going to show you how to make it and use some special tools to make it easy and not intimidating anymore.
Welcome to Saturdays in Stitches, coming at you from Mended Hearts Quilting and Boutique in Ellsworth, Iowa. I'm Angela, owner of Mended Hearts.
And I'm Erin, I'm the sales manager here. And today we're going to talk to you about everything and nothing all at once. And then if you stay tuned, we're going to do a kit talk and a really cool demo on a fabric tube maker to show you how to make a jelly roll rug or tree or skirt, whatever you want to make with it.
So if you don't want to hear us jabber on, there's a timestamp below. Otherwise, here we go.
So it's been a couple weeks since we've been together, and you can tell, because it's just not easy flowing anymore. But we're here, we got our crowns on, and we're ready to go.
We do. So, what was your weekend like?
What was it like? I don't remember. So we had embroidery club again. Well, of course I was here, so we had embroidery club. I mean that in the best possible way. It was just I work Saturdays, so I was here. So we talked about some home decor with your embroidery machine, some freestanding pumpkins. And then after embroidery club, my husband and I, we went and we did our big fancy weekend date of groceries and supper out. And Sunday was very, very quiet at my house. He was working and I was just home by myself, so it was just very quiet, not very exciting. I feel like ever since I came back from vacation, I'm just kind of lost. I haven't really accomplished much at home or here, well, like project-wise. So I'm just kind of lost.
Well, I was heavily medicated last week, so I don't even know what day it is.
So we're both just lost, little souls wandering.
Yeah, so I had, so last Tuesday I was not here because I had surgery. And I will say, shout out to my anesthesiologist. I mean, everybody there was amazing, but I have trouble with anesthesia. When he came in to talk to me beforehand, he asked me, and I said, well, one of the worst times I ever had was later in the evening, later in that day after I had gotten home. I could not stop throwing up, and then my head hurt so bad. Like by the time they got me to the emergency room, when you go in, if you say you're sick to your stomach, they give you a little bucket thing. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting in a wheelchair like this.
Oh my gosh.
With my bucket. I don't care. You could have killed me right then and there, and I would not have cared. I was so deathly sick. And by the time they got me in and back, they gave me 2 different shots of morphine to relax because I couldn't quit. I was just dry heaving, and my headache, I have never had a headache like that before. So I'm always a little concerned about going under.
I can see why.
But it was perfect. He put some kind of little motion sickness patch behind my ear, and he told me I could leave it on for 3 days, and he said just go ahead and leave it on for 3 days just in case, because you might be a little from all the anesthesia and stuff. But no, I had 0 issues. Like I came out of everything fine, and then I was able to drink and eat, and then they sent me home, and I had no issues whatsoever.
Nice.
So I thought that was wonderful. Yeah.
I've never had issues, so I can't imagine what it's like to have them?
That was the worst it's ever been. But so I always try to tell them that I get sick to my stomach. But now I tell them about that whole episode because that was not a good time at all. Yeah, so I've just been trying to rest and do a little bit and rest and do a little bit. And so you kind of lose track of days when that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Now this morning, I was getting up and getting ready to come to work, and my middle child, who lives just down the road from us, called me.
Are you going to tell this story?
I am.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, Mom, what are you doing? I said, I'm getting ready for work. He said, okay, well, I had to leave for work, and I was in a hurry, and my trap caught a possum. So now there's a dead possum in this trap at my house. And I just realized the Amazon delivery guy's coming. He goes, will you go get that possum? And he said, to throw it in the trash, the right thing to do is to double bag it and then put it in your trash, is I guess what you're supposed to do. And I said, okay, I don't know how that trap opens, and I'm not going to go double bag a dead possum and put it in your trash. But I will, however, go move it. So before I came out to the shop, I run down the road to his house, and I pick up this crate thing that this dead possum is in, and I took it around to the back of his house and just set it down back there so the Amazon guy wouldn't be freaked out. Oh my God, but I thought of all the things. I mean, as they say, that was not on my bingo card for reasons your children call you.
No.
Oh man, I don't mind. But I said to him, well, maybe you could have, I mean, he's got a critter living in his house, and he's trying to get the critters out of his house, you know, and he's not sure exactly what it is. He thinks it might be like ground squirrels or something. Going up in his attic. So he did set some live traps trying to catch those to see if that's what's going in and out, but he just has a lot of critter issues right now, so he's trying to get that all taken care of. And I said, well, I mean, the possum's not going to hurt anything. He's just going to eat a lot of bugs. So you could just rehome him, like move him. And he said, it's illegal to rehome one. And I said, okay, but I meant like you have like how many acres? Just move him to the back of your acreage in the trees, and he probably would be fine. I mean, we have one that lives underneath our front deck with our cats. And he comes out and eats cat food and snuggles the cats all winter. We have no problem. He's not like Rabbit or anything. I mean, he's just a sweet little possum.
That you know of yet.
And I feel like we had this conversation before, but Thomas and possums are hilarious because when he was little, probably 6-ish maybe, he opened up the garage door. I was walking out behind him. He opened up the garage door and he slammed it shut and he turned around and he goes, that's the ugliest cat I've ever seen. I said, what? And I looked out the garage door. There was the possum eating with the cats. He was just out there eating all the cat food. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I don't know.
I grew up on a farm. I was raised on a farm. We still live on a farm. And I don't need a possum. No. Like, you can't even say, well, you just don't live out in the farm.
Well, no.
I do.
No, yeah,
I do.
You do.
But no thanks.
Do they bother you?
I don't want any kind of animal around. Except for my dogs.
Really?
Really.
Well, I just figure if they're making their way through or they need to stop for a bite, I don't care. So, yeah, I guess it doesn't bother me. Oddly enough, the only rabid animal we've ever had out here was a cat.
Really?
Yeah, it just showed up foaming at the mouth. It was terrible. Yeah.
So we live, like, across the gravel, across the highway, not very far. There's a little creek. So, you know, sometimes you get, whatever, going to the creek. So one day, when the kids were little, I looked outside and I'm like, I said some words and I said, that neighbor's dog is pooping in the yard. I'm going to go get that dog. I was not happy. And Derek goes, Mom, that's not a dog. That's the fox from the creek. And you better not go down there because he's not very nice. So this was like a mangy, overgrown fox that must have had something wrong with him because he was in the yard. And Derek, my sweet little, 8-year-old boy saved me that day from going out and getting attacked from the fox.
Oh my gosh, that's
what would
funny.
we do without these boys?
I know. Yep. They are something, aren't they?
Well, my grown son called me the other day, and he said, Mom, I broke the door. The door won't open. You got to use the back door to get into the house. I'm like, what do you mean you broke the door? Like, how do you break the door? And he would not respond. And then came home, and the doorknob handle was broke. Like, it wouldn't open. It wouldn't turn. It wouldn't do anything. And so the next day, my husband's like, I'm going to have to take the whole door off to get that out of there because the whole thing's all jacked up. And I'm like, are you really? Like, we have to take the whole door off to fix the door handle? So by the time we got home that night, Derek had disassembled the door handle in like 10,000 pieces to get it out. And then for a couple days, we had a towel knotted on each side as our door handle, so you could open it and close it. And I finally got a new door handle and installed it. It was such a mess.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know
funny.
how that happens though. Like, how does the door handle just not work anymore?
I don't know.
So,
was it wearing out to begin with?
Not that I noticed. Like, I never had any trouble with it. Apparently, he must have got mad at it one day.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had some trouble and just decided to beat the crap out of it. That's funny.
And then like, literally pieces of it. Like, it just encircled the whole thing. Oh boys.
Yep. Eddie moved into his first apartment last Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Alone or with roommates?
Nope, alone.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. He's a senior in college, and he had a roommate his freshman year and sophomore year. They were in the dorms. And then his junior year, he's like, I can't do it. And so he was in the dorms, but just a single.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was ready for his first apartment so he could cook for himself. You know, he really wanted to.
Well, I'm sure by that time you're ready to get out of the dorms and it's loud and...
The fact that he stayed in the dorms for 3 years is amazing because usually usually people are like, I want out of here, so...
I could see that. That would be tough.
So I didn't move him because of my lifting restrictions, but I did go over and see his new place, and then I took him to, I guess that's what I did on Saturday. I took him and we went to Target and he got some things that he needed, you know. Like, you don't think about it, you know. You need the toilet plunger, the toilet brush, the cleaner, the toilet paper.
All the not fun things to buy.
Yeah. And then kitchen stuff, you know. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to need a pot for boiling some pasta.
Does he just get one pot?
He just got,
Did you just get one pot?
I got him one pot. Well, actually... He got everything that was at the Airbnb in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't buy, like, really nice things over there. So some of the stuff we threw away. But then there was some pans and stuff that he got. But, I bought him one pot. And then I did buy him 2 little saucepans. But
you get one pot. Don't make it too dirty.
And it's different for him. It's funny because with Thomas, he's right into his... first home. He purchased it. He's more than likely going to be there a long, long time. But with Eddie, it's just for the 1 year. He's in this apartment for 1 year, and then he doesn't know where he'll be, you know, where he'll get a job at. So, and even then, when he moves, he'll probably be in an apartment then and rent, because usually your first teaching position, you don't tend to stay.
Right, you might move around a little bit.
So it might be a while before he purchases anything, and guess who has to move him every year? I won't get out. I won't get out of it with surgery every year. No. So next year I'll be moving him. So yeah, and yeah.
That's my brother-in-law, the youngest.
Here's Mikkel. Do you want to say hi?
Oh, sure.
We're recording and you're not here.
Okay.
You guys got to spend 2 weeks with her, and then she was off. We kicked her out.
Sorry.
Oh.
My youngest brother-in-law was the mover in the family. Like, he's probably moved like 20 times in his life.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, how? Why?
I was that way when I was younger.
Oh, no. Like, I mean, I moved a couple times. Like, I lived in a couple different apartments, but then once we got married, we've been in 2 places in the last 25 years. So.
Yeah, I think once you get married, yes. Yeah.
I like to stay where I'm at.
I mean, I've been here for like 23 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to forget this, so I jotted it down. So my brain's working right now. I'm like, oh, I gotta tell Carly this later, so I'm gonna write it down now. We're not gonna edit that out either, so.
Okay. Well, should we talk about this kit behind us?
Yeah, let's do.
So this is kit 1211 called Bittersweet Panel Pop. So this kit, we put a picture of the kit that we made, and of course Megan has all of her tips back here. And this is what the pattern is for the project, so you can see it looks a little bit different. So,
and this is a really good one because it's not like a one and done. Like this is. If you're a panel person, you're going to use this pattern a lot after this.
This is a Swirly Girls pattern. What I like about their patterns, like this pattern you can use in 5 different panel sizes. So, you know, panels might be 24 inches, 36 inches, 42 inches, you know, whatever they may be. But this pattern will help you be able to use that so you can make it different.
Yeah, I like that.
And as you can tell, each time you make it, it's going to look different than the cover too.
Yep.
But one of the things I wanted to touch on this fabric.
It's okay, I didn't want to say hi.
Hey, Stacy.
No.
Come and join us and say hi and tell us what you did Saturday. What'd you do Saturday?
I want to know what I did Saturday.
Huh?
I think everyone out there on Saturdays and Stitches wants to know what you did on Saturday.
Yeah.
I went to the farmer's market with Mikkel.
Yeah, where else did you go?
I can't talk about it.
We're just teasing you. Bye.
So this kit has fabric from Stephanie Brandenburg from Designs. So that's her panel in the middle here. But what I wanted to touch on are these cute little ghosts you see. These are actually just fussy cut from this fabric and then appliquéd on. And you can do that as easily as you want. Keep it simple. You can use invisible thread so you aren't going to see your stitches. You could even do just a straight stitch around the ghost if you didn't want to do an applique, like a blanket stitch. And then you'd have a really cute texture ghost down there because the edges would fray up a little bit probably.
Yeah, that would be cute.
You know, there are so many different things you can do. But that's what these little ghosts are in there for. And all that's in Megan's tip sheets, but it's just nice to see it. And this fabric sold so fast when we had it.
So your inner black border here is not a traditional border either. It's like you're going to make a tube and then stitch it down. I just noticed that. I didn't make the sample, but I just noticed that because I'm a big proponent of I call it hopping the borders. I love it. Like if you have a floral, say you have a floral panel in here and then you have leftover fabric, you fussy cut the flowers and have them like popping out the border, out to the outer border. Anything like that, I just think it just adds something different to it. So, but in this case, you're double stitching the borders on just along here and along here after you have your ghosts on. So that's a little bit different too. I mean, you could do it the other way if you wanted, I'm sure, but...
Wouldn't it be before your ghosts are on?
Yeah, I think it depends. Because...
Oh, I see what you mean. Like this
yeah,
isn't
it
a
stops
full
right
border.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, and then your ghost comes in, and then your border starts here and goes.
Oh, I
don't...
see.
Yeah. Anyway, just a little bit different, but again... if you are used to sewing, you might just want to do that the normal way. You might want to add a flange. I just want to add a flange to everything.
So we're going to show you in our demo the fabric tube maker and how to work on a jelly roll quilt with your strip sets. But we also show you some different trims, and that would be super cute in the... Like, instead of a flange, you could put a trim there.
You could put a trim there, yeah.
The ideas are just flying.
Yeah. So hopefully today, we are going to bounce into the demo now, but hopefully after the demo, you'll get those ideas.
Yeah.
Your brain will just start going with different ideas because it's just fun to jump out of the traditional quilt making and add things to your projects. So.
Yes, for sure. All right, well, stay tuned because here comes the demo, and I hope you guys are all excited for it.
All right, so I don't know how many of you have jumped on and done one of these jelly roll rugs. They have been out for a while. There's all kinds of different things you can do with them, all kinds of different shapes you can make with them. This particular one, I used a Quiltworks strip set, which Quiltworks contains 48 strips compared to your typical 40 or 42 strips, but these are endless. You know, use your strips that you have in your stash, because sometimes people like to, if you have leftover fabric, you like to cut it down into 5-inch squares, 10-inch squares, or into strips. So this is a great way to use up those extra strips as well. So when we're talking about making it, I use this bright, fun, which this is very comparable to that. So you can do the rainbow. You can match them to your rooms. We have red, white, and blue. So these are batiks, both of these, Riley Blake's and Tonga Treats. These are both batiks. And then this one,
Timeless Treasures.
Timeless Treasures, Freedom. So it's all red, white, and blue, stars and stripes, it looks like on the flags on the strip set. So again, if you are watching it this week, whatever today is, August what?
4th.
August 4th, or the all the way through next week, any of these jelly rolls that we have, or the 2.5-inch strip sets, you will be able to get those for 20% off. So this is a really, I don't know, it's very tropical. That tealy greens and peaches, and you know, so you can make these to match any of your decor.
Here's another batik set. This is another Riley Blake. And you can see how pretty it just looks in this circle here. Gosh, I just think that'd be a beautiful rug.
Yeah, and if you're not sure how your rug's going to turn out, you can always look at it from the side.
And this one is a Moda, I think it's Parlor. So this one is very floral. Pinks and greens and purples in there, blues, teals. It's very pretty.
Throw Liberty at me, but then hang on to that one for when we're talking, the other one. So we just got in these new Liberty fabrics. I already got one because I want to make a I want to make a rug out of it. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys. I just love it so much. So this would be a fun, what's the word? Kind of boho. You know, it's kind of, it would give you that boho kind of look. I think that last one you showed with the flowers and stuff would too.
Parlor wood for sure.
Parlor wood, yeah.
Yep.
So when we're talking about, I'm going to give you a couple tips and talk to you about how you make these. But first and foremost, I want you to just, you know, you can look at this, and when you're making your initial tubes, you have to sew down the line, and people will say, sew at 1/4 inch, sew here, sew there, whatever. I sew right down the middle of my tube because I want to get these tubes made for this and go about my business. So what I'm saying is you don't have to be precise. Like, this is a rug. It's fun. It should be freeing to you. There's a few places where as I was stitching, maybe my stitches clumped up a little bit on me because I was trying to maneuver this through my sewing machine. Through the center here, I went back and I didn't tear anything out. I just went back and went over it a little bit heavier because that's what I wanted to do. So what I'm trying to say is you do not have to be so precise with these things. That's what's wonderful about them, is because you don't have to line up any seams. You don't have to make your points match. I mean, it's just for fun. So one of the items that we have that we can't keep in stock, and I didn't bring the actual box.
Oh, I didn't either.
Let's see.
I'll run out and get it.
So Erin's going to grab the box so you can see exactly. I'm in the middle of making this tree skirt. So I didn't quite finish it because I wanted to show you guys. But it's the actual tube maker is what it is. Clover?
Yes.
Clover tube maker. And we can't keep them in stock. We just got some back in, but they are very hard to keep in stock. So when you, should have opened this a little further and left it. When you join your strips together, you're joining them all at the short end. This particular one, I join them all on the diagonal. And sometimes I'll just join them straight across. It depends what you want to do. I did find, though, that joining them on the diagonal, when I was sewing them, there was a lot less bulk there.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah.
When I was going across my tube. So I did like that aspect of it. So, and again, you don't have to be real precise. Like some people don't like sewing your strips together because you have to draw your line and sew across. I eyeballed the whole thing because, once again, it's all going to be folded in and it's really not that big of a deal. So I eyeballed the whole thing. And this is the Clover fabric tube maker. So we have 3 of them in.
I think there's 6.
Oh, there's 6 of them.
think
Okay.
so.
And I can't remember if I brought that other one back over this morning or
I'll have to look.
I'll check. Anyway, so once you get all of these sewn together in their long line, you're going to have a whole pile of them. Then we have the Bosel 2.5 inch strips of batting. So it's all on the roll.
And it's really nice because then you don't have to cut your own strips. They're just ready to go, just like your jelly roll.
Yep. Now, if you have a lot you want to clean out and you prefer to do that, that's fine. You know, whatever works for you. But we do have these available, and they are heaven because this sits right next to all my strips, and all I'm doing then is feeding it through, and it works great. So are you good on your camera? Okay. So when you are making your tube, then let's see, I should flip it this way, otherwise it's going to be odd to me. Your sewing machine is going to be here in front of you, and all you're doing is the bigger tubes coming through first, you're sliding it, and then the smaller tubes coming and it's going to fold it perfect. So then all you're doing, you can see my stitching right there where I stopped. All you're doing is feeding that through your sewing machine. And then you're just going to pull a little bit. That makes your first fold. And then this second one makes your second fold. And that's all you're doing is feeding it through your machine.
So this is when you're doing your straight stitch on it? Is
Yep.
that the straight stitch you were talking about?
Yep, when you're coming right through the center here. And mine.
Oh, and this is what you were saying, like it doesn't have to be a 1/4 inch, just put a line on there and let it be free. Okay.
Yes, let it be free. I like that. Let it be free, because I kind of wobble a little bit. I was watching Law and Order reruns. And sometimes I was like, oh, what's going on? I look over at the TV and then I wobble a little bit on it. And again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So yes, this is the tube I'm referring to. This is your tube maker. So it just slides through beautifully. I have made them without this, and I have made it now with it, and I will not be without it, because your hands.
That has to be a time saver too, doesn't it? All the folding.
Yes, it is a big time saver. But then, like what I'm doing here where I already pulled it through, if you didn't have that, that's what you're doing. You're folding, you're maneuvering, and you're running it through your machine. And while it's going through, then you're down here and you're folding and maneuvering and turning. And so all that, it saves your hands so much. So that is a very quick kind of how you make your tubes. And then when you have your tubes all made, that's when you start sewing it in whatever shape you want to do. Now, I like to bump up to the Aurifil 40 weight. I think all the patterns, all the things on the different Jelly Roll rug patterns, I think most of them say 50 weight. For Aurifil 40 weight with the green spool, the 2-ply, is more for your upholstery type items, your bags and so forth. You're going to be fine with the 50 weight, but I don't know. It's a rug. I'm going to use it. If it's a bag, I'm going to use it. I'm going to be carrying it quite a bit, so I always jump to the 40 weight. This particular color, it's color number 4650, and it's called Leaves. So, but it has green, red, yellow, and white. And that's what I used when I did my tubes right down the line. And then as I'm joining them together, that's what I'm using for my zigzag stitch. And I really like the color. I think it came out great. Now I think when you see the name Leaves and you kind of look at it, you might think, oh, it's a little more fall. But when it comes out on this Jelly Roll for Christmas, it's perfect. And this roll is When Snow Falls.
Now, did you just take your strips straight off the roll and keep them in that order? Did you reorganize it, or what?
So, excellent question, because typically I take it right off the roll. That's what I did with the first one that I showed you guys. I took it right off the roll. This one is going to be a tree skirt, and we'll talk more about that in a minute, but I wanted certain colors in certain places, so I went and pulled all of the lighter blue into darker blue into green and then red, and then the creams on the edge. So I did reorganize the color. Another thing I did, this had 4 different strips in here that were solid. I didn't want solid in it, so I set those strips aside. So another thing I did when I was looking at it, this particular one right here, it's red and green, very strikingly. So that was my final green strip before I transitioned over to red. And it kind of made that transition not as sharp. Yeah, it's softer. And the same thing happened over here with this one. It's got red in the cream. So once my red was done, I added this strip, so it just made that transition over to cream a lot easier. So they're doing all kinds of things with jelly rolls.
That's my favorite thing.
So again, you're making the same tubes. You're just going to be sewing them together differently. And I made this pattern when it came out a few years ago. Well, several years ago, actually. It's such a great pattern. But what I did with mine, I made this and then I took all of my grandma's jewelry. She had a lot of costume jewelry, and I used it to decorate the tree. So then it sits in my sewing room with all of her jewelry on that I'm not ever going to wear. And so that was kind of fun. These sell a lot for those who are maybe have somebody in a nursing home. Or
yeah.
maybe you live in a smaller space where, like, oh my goodness, I saw this reel about an apartment in New York City for $1,400 a month, and like you could walk in and turn around and that's it. There was a closet.
Oh my gosh.
There was like a bunk bed thing and a small sink. I didn't even figure out where the restroom was. I don't think I want to know. I think I think it might have been down the hall and it was shared or something. But so, you know, if you live in a small space, this would be really, really fun for that. And then, of course, there's this one where they're doing the double hearts, 3 hearts.
Could make it green for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
You could.
That's a good idea.
Yep. You could do green and have your clover. So many things you can do with these. You could keep these separate and, well, I don't know how big they are, but placemats. I've seen them make placemats with these as well.
Coasters, placemats.
Coasters, yeah. This is the colossal one I showed first, and that one, I think it uses like 2 jelly rolls or something. It's really big. But the whole shape of it is going to depend on where you start your center at. So if you start at a little oblong, oval, that's what you're going to get as a big oval. If you start it with a circle, then you're going to end up with your circle. So we also have this pattern for the tree skirt, and that's what we wanted to show you more so and talk to you about is the tree skirt. So I'm going to set this to the side because I'm still working on the tree skirt, but in the center, when I started this tree skirt, I was sewing it like you do the rope bowls or any kind of bowl. You're going to kind of turn it on its side a bit as you're sewing it. That way mine kind of has that, what would I say, maybe like a lip at the top. So if I turn it sideways, you can see it has
a really big sombrero.
I know, it does look like that too, doesn't it?
It could be out a little top there, and yeah. So I had that where I wanted that kind of that little lip on the top of mine. You can do them where they're going to lay flat as well on a tree skirt if you want. I wanted that little lip, but then what we were talking about was embellishing them. So, for instance, since these are all strips basically sewn together, you're zigzagging them together, you have room to come up in between those, and so you can just whip stitch. I got this yarn. I'm not going to whip stitch it right now, but I can whip stitch this around it, and it looks like Santa's hat to me. Like all the fuzz around Santa's hat. So you could put this all along the inside of this if you want. Now, of course, this part, if it's going on your tree, it's going to be up underneath your tree. But then you have your outside edge when you get it all done, where you could come and you could just whip stitch this all the way around the outside if you wanted.
So my tree skirt, which I've talked about for years, is cheetah print, but it has some of this like fluffy, fuzzy trim around the outside like that, and I just hot glued it down.
Yeah.
But that was before I knew what I was doing too. I mean, stitching would be much more, it would keep it more secure. But yeah, it's so fun to use some of these trims that you may already have that you don't know what to do with.
So, yeah, so you could sew it
Yeah.
down, you could whip stitch it down by hand, you could sew it down by machine, you could hot glue it down. There's nothing that says you can't. And then I'm just going to start throwing out trims if you want to come over and
Yeah.
start we can just kind of show some.
Yeah.
I'll turn it this way. So one of the things Erin was talking about is she has a Halloween tree skirt.
So, nowadays, people that have a Halloween tree, maybe not everybody, but I think it's getting a little more popular in the world. But you can make a Halloween tree skirt with this. This jelly roll is so cute. This is the new Ruby Star Society Freaky Familiars. And you can just see the colors. But they also have cute little critters on them. And if you think about things like I do, like you could make this into a Halloween tree. Like how fun would that be?
That would be.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, there's so many different things you can do with it. You could do that. You could do it all in fall colors. And one of the trims that I'm trying to open up at the moment is all leaves.
So that's what, just remember when you're seeing this, it is for Christmas, it's made for Christmas, but that doesn't mean it has to be Christmas. You can take this and make it whatever home decor you like.
You could do those pretty spring boho floral pattern on it, and then you could drape this like leaves from the top of it down.
Oh yeah, that's a really good idea.
So,
and keep in mind too, for some of this, we do have the metallic thread now too. So if you really wanted to jazz it up, you could put metallic thread on the top.
I make fun of you for your
my sparkly.
for your Halloween and all your sparkle stuff, but I happen to put up a Star Wars Christmas tree.
Oh.
It's very, very cool. But anyway, yes, so here's sparkly. I mean, that would be amazing around the edge
I like that better.
of this. You could join the two together, so you got some sparkle in there as well. If you're this is more like bridal, but it's got pearls on it, so if you want to get real fancy, and some people do, right? I used to have an aunt who had is it called the flocked tree when it's white?
Oh yeah.
And every ornament on that tree was blue. Every Christmas, you could not bring anything in her house unless it was a blue decoration for her. But you know, this is really pretty it's got the pearls and the tulle.
That would be really pretty.
So, you know, depending on what their decor is, like I can see you having a pink and white Christmas tree. This would be beautiful.
This would be really pretty with the gold and silver vibe too.
Yes, just the gold and silver. And for those who are really fun and out there, you know,
I'm sorry.
you could do that
If you
to
like
add
it,
the gold.
If you like it, go with it.
That makes
That
it.
is not my feel.
Sombrero.
Or yeah, yeah, you could put it on the edge of it and make a hat.
There's also this kind of trim that has the little pom-poms on it, and that can just be sewn right down by hand or glue it or however you want to get it on there.
This is, oh my gosh, I love this one so much.
So when I first started sewing, I did a lot of baby onesies, like custom baby onesies, and I use this all the time on the butt of the onesies.
Oh yeah.
So it'd have the ribbons across the butt, yeah.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah. I have drawers of this. I could make some really good
You
stuff.
could go crazy with
know.
it. And again, you know, I might use a different fabric, a different Christmas fabric, maybe something that does have a little more glitter and foo-foo-y to it if you're going to add something like this, you know. I mean, whatever your fabric is, whatever that tone that you're giving out there. And this is just fun. Yes, everything I'm getting is red. I love red. But, you know, just your sequins as well.
That is fun.
So, and, you know, I got the majority of this stuff at Hobby Lobby. Now, whatever. You either love Hobby Lobby or you hate it, but right now they got 40% off their trims. And as a quilt shop, I can't carry stuff like this. There's just no way I can carry this type of stuff. So, we carry a little bit.
So we do have, and we have
But
this in
nothing
a
like
couple
this.
different colors, but we do have this trim that we sell here at the shop. So it has like the crocheted edge on it, and then it has the tape so you can just sew it down.
Yeah, so we have that in a few colors. I think we have some polka dot trims. And we have like some polka dot trims and stuff, I think, too.
Yeah.
And we got the ones that we have in, we mainly got them for bag trims and then also for a flange.
For binding, yeah.
Yeah, I love putting a flange on my bindings. So this is just food for thought, you guys. Like, just to kind of, hopefully it inspires you a little bit. To think about those jelly rolls when you're online or in store and you're getting them 20% off, all the cool tree skirts or rugs, or I feel like there was something else they were making with these.
So,
was it bows?
It could be. If you are on Facebook or probably Instagram, or I don't do much TikTok, but I'm assuming TikTok.
I love TikTok.
And you start searching for jelly roll rugs, you're gonna find an abundance of ways people make these different. I'm not saying they're all gonna be the best, and you may not have a pattern for them. They may just be showing you what they did, because a lot of it's just being creative. But you will, if you fall down that rabbit hole, you will find millions of ideas.
Helen says, love all the ideas. And then Cheryl said, always thought the rugs and the tree skirts looked intimidating, but with the tube maker and the batting pre-cut on a roll, it seems very doable.
It is very doable.
I think that's the key right there, because I feel the same way. I never want to make one because of all the folding and doing, but with that tube maker, I can do it.
Yes, so I'm going to leave you with one last tip in case you decide that you're going to jump in and try this. You may have heard other people who've done it and they complain about their rug or tree skirt being wavy. So here's the key so that this will not be wavy for you. So when you are attaching and you're sewing this is coming through your sewing machine right through here. Don't pull. People have a tendency to want to, as it's going through the machine, to pull this side down and attach. And if you do that, you're going to be tearing out all your zigzags because your rug is going to look like this. So as it's going through your machine, I'm taking this and I'm just gently pushing it in as this is going through my machine. And I take my other hand out here, I have it on this, and I'm just kind of guiding it with this, and then this hand is just gently pushing the tube against it as it's going through. So if you just give it that gentle push, you're going to be fine. And then if you have an area that you're unsure of, or you don't really care for the way it's laying, steam, steam, steam. Steam the heck out of it. And then it will lay nice and flat for you. So
awesome.
And if you have any, if you're doing it, if you run into problems, you have any questions, you can always call us at the shop or send us an email. Absolutely love making these, and more than anything, it's just that we just need to relax into it.
Yes.
And do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you like, comment, and share us with your friends so they can all hang out with us next week too. And in the meantime, just keep on stitching.
Oh, and you know what? Before we leave, I want to give a shout out to Loretta.
Oh, Loretta.
Thanks for watching, Loretta.
Yes, one of my favorite people in the whole world.
Yes. So we'll see you next time.
So cheers to Loretta.
Cheers to Loretta.